Hiya. So I'm going to start out by being honest and saying I have very, very little control over my finances. I've never budgeted in my life. I've definitely never tried cash stuffing. I've always been one of those people who just kind of taps away with the bank card and hopes for the best. And that's maybe why I have the great big debt box back here to take care of. But having watched videos on cash stuffing and seeing how much people are able to save, I'd like to try it for myself. So I have started a cash stuffing wallet back here. We have a couple of different wallets. We have the sinking funds back here, things like a housing deposit and savings. And we have some of the day-to-day bills and rent and things here as well. We have the great big debt box here, which we want to take care of after last year. And as the fun part of everything, I also would like to do a savings challenge where we save a little bit of money each week. And we have some envelopes back here. And the goal is to put a little bit away each week. And we only get to open them once they are all full, with at least something. As far as income goes, I have my work and I have a side hustle. So we get 2 payments each week. This is the first one. This is the first payment for January. And I wanted to kind of get started and get something put away in here. So let's start with the 20s. I've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100s. They can go there. 20, 40, 60, 80, 200s. That sits there. 20, 40, 60, 80, take 2 of the 10s. That is 300s. The rest of the 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 400s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That can sit there. And lastly, the 5s. If anyone doesn't recognise it, that is Scottish £10, one of them anyway. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So altogether, that's 102, 3, 4, 550 pounds altogether. I've already got a rough idea of where we can put this week's money, because all of these are empty, so they all need something. First of all, we do have rent. Now, hopefully in the long run, we can get that housing deposit wallet full, and we can replace this with a mortgage. But for now, we do pay our rent monthly, but if we put a wee bit aside each week, it kind of takes the sting out, and that is our biggest expense. So this week, we're going to put £200 towards the rent. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, and that's 200 into the rent folder. So we don't know how long it will take to save up for the house deposit, but it's something I would like to start now and just not touch it for a wee while, maybe towards the end of the year. So our second one is the bills folder. Again, these mostly get paid monthly, but if we start putting away a wee bit each week, it'll just make it a wee bit easier. This is things like mobile phones and the internet. We have £50 this week to put away. So 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, and that's the bills taken care of. Again, if anyone's more experienced with this and you've done cash stuffing yourself and you think there's anything we can be doing better, absolutely open to suggestions. Next ones are groceries. Now, while we've never really had a budget for groceries, we do know roughly what we spend. And this week we're going to put £45 in there. So 20, 30, 40, and 5. It's just the usual supermarket, food shop, things like that. Next up we have the car. Now I don't have a car myself, my girlfriend does, and I put a wee bit of money in towards that. This really also depends on how much we're using it, if we need extra petrol or anything. We are going to fill the tank up tomorrow, I think, so we're going to put £30 this week into the car. We might have to put a wee bit more into there with the side hustle paycheck tomorrow as well. Next we have dining out. Now we do want to tackle the big debt box and things, but near here is one of the best vegetarian burger places. So we're hoping to go this weekend. So we're going to put £40 in there today. 20, 30, 35, 40. So while we want to get the debt paid off as quickly as we can, and the housing deposit and things, it's a good veggie burger, and those can be kind of rare. Next we have entertainment. Now we're not actually putting anything in here today. The only things we really have scheduled coming up is we're going up a hill, a bit of hill walking, and we've already got money for petrol, and we don't really need to spend anything there, and some climbing, which is already paid for, so that's a nice cheap one. These folders are a wee bit different. This one is split into two, miscellaneous and gifts, because they won't always be needed. This week we actually do have some miscellaneous. I had to pay for the folder, I had to pay for the envelopes and things. I did pay a little bit to get started with cash stuffing, but as long as I'm consistent with it and saving properly, it should save me more in the long run. But we are going to put £30 aside to pay for that. And that covers the wallet and things. And I'm perfectly happy with that, because if I do this properly, that could save me wasting my money like I usually do. The other one we won't always use, that's for gifts, but it is my brother's birthday this weekend, so we're going to put £30 aside for that. So 10, 20, 30. And these ones are a wee bit smaller, but we don't have to use them every week, so that's okay. And then we have the longer term goals. So the housing deposit, we'd like to put a deposit aside to get a mortgage. This week we're going to put £25 in there. So 10, oops, 25. That one might take a wee while, but I like the idea of getting it started now. And the savings, you'll notice there's nothing in here at all. We don't have an emergency fund, and that's probably not a great idea. So we're going to put £40 aside for that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40. So no particular goals for that. That's if something goes wrong, we have something to fall back on. That takes care of the folders, but we have two more. We have the great big debt box back here. Yes, the debt is so big it doesn't get its folder, it actually gets an entire box. And we're going to try and put as much in here as we can, because the quicker we get this paid off, the less interest we're paying on it. So this week we're putting £50 in there. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50. That can go into the black hole of debt, which is empty. Not anymore. That one might take a wee while to pay off. And last but not least, we have £10 left, and we're going to get started with the savings challenge. So it's not much to start with, but we're going to take one of these envelopes from back here. And the goal is, I think we have about 50 of them, and we're not allowed to open them until they're all filled with something. It doesn't have to be much in each one, but we'll put in as much as we can, and at the very end we'll get them open up, and we maybe have a wee plan for that one. So that is me. That is the first cash stuffing I've ever done. Feels quite good to kind of have an idea of what I'm spending on what, have things budgeted. never tried this before. Again, if anyone has any suggestions, if there's things maybe we could do better, completely open to it. We do have some more money coming tomorrow from the side hustle, so we can start to get that put away again as well. And thanks very much. I'll see you in the next one.